What's going on, everybody? Welcome to IndieQuest, the celebration of the indie and obscure. I am one of your hosts, Josh, and I'm joined by one of my awesome co-hosts, Seth. How are you doing today?
I'm doing swell. He's switched it up on us.
Steve's all ready. He's like about to say something. And yeah, I know.
It's funny because it's like, I always think, man, you know, if I ever got to go before Steve, then I could steal his thunder and talk about the weather or something. And like, then it isn't just I'm copying off of him. But then you kick it to me, and then I get all nervous, and now I don't know what to say. But I am doing wonderful. I'm ready to listen to some fine tunes with you fine gentlemen.
Awesome. We're also joined by Steve. I didn't forget about you, buddy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Doing pretty well. I buzzed off all my hair, and so I haven't figured out how much shampoo to start using now, so I keep over-lathering. Okay? It's a big... it gets all slippery. It's a whole to-do. I have to call Leah in and be like, help, I'm trapped.
You're like a
Get me out
You're
of
just
this
like a
sudsy nightmare.
Seal, just like slippery.
Yeah.
I imagine Steve just like laying in the bottom of the shower. So much lather.
Just my eyes peeking out from the bubbles. What do I do?
That's funny.
Help. But I'm good, man. I'm ready to talk about some good music. It's a chill day for me. Low energy in a good way, so we'll be bringing the vibes.
Awesome. I figured we could start the show by reading a couple campfire chats, and then we can just listen to some good tunes from 2025 uninterrupted. So I'll read the first one here from Knox. This one is actually an older Spotify comment I kind of just missed. So, hey, we're getting around to it now. It's on the Top Spot episode of the show. They say, hello, finally up to date with the episodes. Been listening for more than a year from the first episode. Don't really know what to say right now. The next messages are going to be more thought out. A few games that I like, but I haven't heard no one talking about them is Cosmotica, okay, Sword of Ditto, Outlands might be one of the first by Housemarque, and thank you. Hear from you soon. Okay, awesome. It was a couple typos there, but I got through it. I've seen Sword of Ditto before. I think that's a Devolver game, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. I'm
not too sure. I recognize the name. Outland of these is the one that I've actually wanted to play for a long time. I remember that game coming out on Xbox 360 Live Arcade, and it always looked kind of fun. I think it might have kind of like a color swapping, world swapping sort of mechanic. I remember the tile on the marketplace being like reddish blue. But that's one that's just like never been a huge priority for me, but it's always been back of my mind, something I want to check out for like 12 years at this point. Long time. And I really love Housemarque, so this is a good reminder. Maybe 2026 is the year of Outland.
Yeah, I'm as soon as I pulled up the cover on that one, I was like, oh yeah, this game. You know, it's just when you see it around. Yeah.
Is that the one? Does it use like the Guitar Hero font or like almost the Guitar Hero font?
Yes, and it's like a dude with this like a black silhouetted dude with like tribal tattoos that are glowing and then sword. You know, he's just like yeah. And then I looked up Sword of Ditto. It is a Devolver game. It's like a earlier Devolver game. It's kind of like cel shady looking top down action RPG Zelda type looking game. So looks cool.
I'd happily check that one out.
Does someone want to take this review that we got? We got it on was it Spotify or iTunes? This review.
This was on iTunes, I believe. So yeah, I can read this one. It was from our buddy Go Hobo Go, and it says that the title of it is "Feels Like Old Friends." And then he goes on to say, are you tired of all the AAA game coverage and want to find out about indie games instead? Well, you've come to the right place. Josh, Steve, and Seth bring humor, positivity, and critical insight to the indie scene. After a few episodes, it will feel like you're listening to your friends talking. Stop reading this and go listen. And I just want to say, I appreciate you so much. Go Hobo Go. You're always writing in and giving us good ideas for things, and we really appreciate the review.
I appreciate that you said, are you tired of all the AAA game coverage, even though half the episodes we start by talking about AAA games that we're playing, and then we like force redirect ourselves to talk about the indies we're going to discuss that day. But clearly that hasn't impacted your ability to enjoy the show too much, which I'm grateful to hear.
Yeah, I figured throwing that into the campfire chat's like, hey, reminder, review if you enjoy the show, but also it's really fun to just give Go Hobo Go another shout out, because that's, like you said, he's a big contributor here, so that's awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you, buddy. And yes, good reminder, Josh. Please, folks, go review the show if you're enjoying it. And thank you to everyone who has reviewed and has enjoyed the show. We're glad you're liking it. People seem to really enjoy the Game of the Year episode, which I'm thankful for. We had a lot of fun recording that, and it seems to be a hit. So thanks for all the positive feedback on that one, too.
Yeah, that was one of those ones where we were like 4 hours, and it didn't feel like it. It felt like we were just maybe an hour. It felt like an average recording session, but it was 4 hours of us just gushing about all the games we love. So yeah. Well, speaking about that, we're gonna do that today, but for our favorite music and OSTs from 2025. So why don't we jump right into it? Seth, what's your first song today?
Yeah, so my first song comes from a game that I talked about quite a lot. Have never brought it to an episode, but you could probably see it in the future, I would imagine. And that is from Kingdoms of the Dump. This song is called In a Trash-Filled World, and it's a song that plays on the overworld as you're walking from town to town. So let's give it a listen. So that was In a Trash-Filled World from Kingdoms of the Dump. Just a calm, serene, feels good. Honestly, the type of game that really, for me personally, reminds me of the type of song that you might just leave on, like on your Super Nintendo when you're kind of done playing, and just listen to it for a little while. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I was instantly saying it sounded just like Donkey Kong Country 2. It's just like right off that era, just similar instrumentation to like a Sticker Brush Symphony or something, let's go. Like I'm getting cozy in my pajamas on a Saturday morning, that's what that's what it felt like and sounded like. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, frequently when I'm working or even when I'm streaming, I'll just punch into YouTube and find one of those random, 4 hours of nostalgic Nintendo music. And this is the type of song that would show up in a 3 hours of relaxing RPG music. And I would hear that and I'd be like, what is this song?
Yeah.
So this time I get a leg up on it. But yeah, man, I want to play Kings of the Dump so bad. That game seems so fun. It seems like such my thing. it's a shame that it came out so late in the year, and it's just hard to play RPGs sometimes.
It is. It is indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, what's your first song?
I got to click it to remind myself what it is, first of all. It is, all right, so we're going from RPG to RPG.
Oh.
There's a lot of of widely varied and I would say quite eclectic music in Stray Children. And so I wanted to bring at least one song from Stray Children. And I chose this one because this is the one that you're going to hear most of the game. This is the battle theme, like the main battle theme that you're going to experience as you go through the game, outside of like a few key boss fights. And as you're listening to it, pay attention to, it's just a little different from other RPG battle themes. It almost has kind of a Halloween energy to it. So I'll let everybody make up their minds for themselves, but this is the battle theme from Stray Children by Thelonious Monkeys, which is the band name of two composers, Masanori Adachi and Hirofuma Taniguchi. So let's give it a listen. So yeah, I like that, in an RPG, the battle theme matters a lot because you're going to be hearing that song over and over and over. So it needs to somehow be fun to listen to, or at least entertaining to listen to. And it can't get old too fast because you're in bed with this song for 20, 30, 40 plus hours in a lot of cases. And as somewhat strange as that is, I feel like it does a good job of that. But fellas, what did you think?
I think initially you hear that song and it's like, interesting, But
Yes.
as you listen to the loops repeat in at least what we were able to hear, right, in YouTube, it grows on you. And I can see how it would become an earworm after playing the game for so long, right? And just hearing that song repeated.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's very unique, certainly, but also very good, very cool.
Yeah, it has a really good like rhythm hook that you're just gonna be humming while you do the dishes later on. Like Steve's gonna be putting on too much shampoo and just humming that theme, So, but no.
Do you put on shampoo when you do the dishes? I got to know your dish routine.
I just take the dishes into the shower with me. That's a 2-for-1 right there.
Yeah, it's
Josh
easy.
scrubbing the plate down. He's looking down at the suds like, I'm about to save so much time. He just throws it up into his hair.
I meant to have a combining sentence there, but I just missed it. Okay, anyway, the song's really good. I like the creepy, spooky Halloween vibe. Plus, it just has a good driving beat. It feels a little off tempo at first. Like you have to get acclimated to it as you listen. But once you're there, it's just it suits the graphics of the game too, because the game has a really unique look. I would not imagine the music sounding just average either, just by the look of the game.
Yeah, the whole game, that's a good observation, because the whole game has sort of like a slightly off-putting or just like unpleasant, not unpleasant, but just a strange quality to it that at first as you're experiencing it, you're like, oh, okay. And then by the end, you're like, this is art, baby. This is what art is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess it's my turn. The first song I brought today is from my favorite soundtrack of the year, the Wanderstop soundtrack by C418. So I just picked the main theme, Wanderstop Part 1. This one starts off, this game has kind of like this beat and rhythm, kind of like a, try to sound fancy, a leitmotif that just gets played multiple times throughout all the different tracks. And this one is kind of introducing that general theme. And so this is like the base, the bones for all the other songs. So let's give it a listen. It's called Wanderstop Part 1 by C418. So yeah, the music in Wanderstop, it's so good. It can, like I said, it does continue that theme, and then you hear that, you know, general rhythm and melody come in on different songs. And, you know, at the end, there's this climactic thing that happens. You know, she's kind of accepting her life and, you know, herself. And there's a bunch of really emotional things happen. And all the different songs kick in. And you hear this song kind of start it off, too. So it's just like they do a really good job of just blending all the music together. And it's just a really nice, cozy soundtrack that will make you feel good, you know? So what'd you guys think?
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you like those 6 notes, let me tell you, the Wanderstop soundtrack is 3.5 hours for you, because you're going to have a great time with it. I love that soundtrack. I think C14 did a great job. I've listened to it dozens of times. It's sort of my go-to relaxing work music or like de-stress music. So very happy to see you brought it here. I don't know if you remember, Josh, but like 3 OSTs ago, probably at the very beginning of 2025, I brought Wanderstop Part 2.
Oh,
so now we've brought Part 1 and 2 to the show.
Yeah, I was kind of curious if we did. I was like, if there's overlap, then it probably wouldn't be the first time, so it's okay, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we've put the same game on the quest log twice, so certainly we can bring 2 different versions of a similar song to 2 different OST episodes.
Yeah, why not?
That's a fantastic. It's like the type of music that if you are trying to get into a deep meditative state would be perfect to have on your earbuds and just close your eyes and you can like stop, the world stops moving around you type of song. So very good.
Yeah. Just try not to reflect on your life while listening to that song in a dark room. Just try. You can't do it. All right. You start unpacking things you didn't even know you packed up in the first place.
Yeah. Just before we move on, I thought C418 was a perfect choice for this because the Minecraft album is so iconic, and that's kind of one of those where the game is already going to be good, but having moments where the music just kind of creeps in and it's beautiful and it's a little melancholic, but also kind of, you know, just you start thinking about life like you were saying. And so this music being from that same composer and him kind of doing that similar style in this, it resonated with me. So yeah, loved it. All right, Seth, what's your second pick?
So each of us chose a song that was more or less fairly relaxing. I mean, Steve's is a little bit more upbeat, but still, you know, we haven't hit metal certainly yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to shift that very quickly right now. So my favorite OST of 2025 was the Look Outside soundtrack. And there is a lot of like kind of more low creepy vibes sometimes in that game, but there's also a lot of like absolute banging, what is this even doing here type songs, and this is one of them. So this is Vermintide from the Look Outside soundtrack. Let's give it a listen. So I called that song Vermintide, but it's actually Verminator. I think Vermintide is a different game altogether. But Verminator is an absolute just slapping song. I mentioned on the episode proper where we talked about Goaty, and then also when I talked about this game, that there is just such a variety of music in this game. I doubt there's hardly anyone out there that won't find something they enjoy. But man, this song, this is the type of song I actually was, as I was going through and picking my songs for this episode, I had it cranked on my laptop listening to it. It's just the type of tune where it's like, why can't I make it louder? I just love that song. So what did you guys think?
Anytime I listen to this album, the whole entire soundtrack, and then like you said in 1.5 they even added more tracks, I can't help but just listen to a couple songs. I have to just keep on going because like you said, the variety is there. And this song sticks out to me a lot because I don't know, it just has a feeling to it. It feels like you're in an 80s horror movie or something. Like it kind of has that you know, the graphics of the game, you know, have that weird like kind of off-putting look to it. This just kind of adds to that and just makes you feel like you're kind of like in the kind of a fucked up place, but it's also cool as hell. So there we go.
Yeah, it's a strange tone for a song that can feel perfectly at home in a horror themed RPG, but also if you overlaid it on top of footage of like two anime characters racing motorbikes down the highway in front of like Neo Tokyo or whatever, seriously. It would also fit perfectly there. So high energy, so fun. I've listened to the soundtrack a lot and I've never even played the game. So when I'm excited to play it and get around to the point where I can spot, oh, this is where that song is actually used. This is where this fits in because it's such a good soundtrack.
For sure. All right, Steve, what's your second song?
All right. Well, we're going from very driving high energy to still solid energy, but not quite as maybe pulse pounding. We were always destined to get a song from this game between the three of us, and who knows, maybe there's even another track from this game coming. But I had to bring at least something off of the Ooh soundtrack, which is just chiptune-y, vibey perfection. And this song in particular, which is Area 2, which is named for the area that you will find it in, has kind of come to be my favorite because on stream we were talking a lot about like good wintry songs from video games, songs that you could put on like a wintry, almost Christmassy playlist, and this one fits that bill perfectly. So for all of you sitting there listening to this podcast on a cold January drive from somewhere to somewhere else, here's Area 2 by Tsuyomi from Ooh. I would ask, what do you think? But spoilers, I already know what you think. You love that song, because we all love this soundtrack. However, do you agree with the wintry vibes at the very least?
Yes, it feels like a song you would want to be listening to when the sun was setting and there was just a light snowfall. Not perfectly dark, you can still kind of see, right? Just that light snowfall, the street lights are coming on. That's the song you want playing.
Lots of
You're driving home maybe from Christmas shopping?
Yes, yes.
lots of twinkly lights. Yeah.
Yes, dude. Which is that has nothing to do with what is like in the game. Like there's no Christmas trees. Like it just happens to fit perfectly for that vibe. But yeah, was that Josh?
Oh no, I was going to say that anytime I hear a song that does feel like that, it just puts a big smile on my face. This game is already charming as it is, so the graphics are so simple and beautiful in what they are, and the music really adds to it. I don't know. I had a different thought, but I completely spaced on what I was going to say. So there we go.
Love it.
All right. I have a second song for you guys. It's from. We've brought a song from this game before, I'll say, but I try to go a different vibe for it because this is one of the best soundtracks of the year, and I'd be very surprised if Steve might have another song from this game. Who knows? But it's Citizen Sleeper 2 soundtrack by Amos Roddy. This one is There Are Always Choices. What is it? There Are Always Choices. That's the name of the song. This one is kind of when there are a little bit more intense and emotional dialogue scenes going on. This will play. So let's take a listen. So yeah, we know Amos Roddy's awesome. I it's just one of those things like this is the when this type of music plays, there's a couple like similar versions of this song or this feeling. It's always during like a really intense heart to heart between two characters, and they're usually talking about something that's really important to them. And this just, along with like the really great writing, the music in the background, you just get really like just into it, like with just very simple. There's a character portrait, and just a paragraph of text, but this music's playing in the background. It just helps set the scene so much more. And like, it's really nice to finish that paragraph and, or whatever you're reading. And then you're like, oh my God, that's hitting me right in the heart, and then this music's washing over you at the same time. It's so good. So what do you guys think?
I'm just happy that I get to appreciate Amos Roddy not secondhand anymore because of
True. Yeah.
Like before I was always like, man, this music's amazing, but I don't know how it really fits into gameplay because I've not played a Citizen Sleeper game up to this point. But now I can listen to this song and having appreciated his other works, I'm like, oh, this is great too. Like I'm even more in. So yeah, so good.
I don't envy him, or I guess anyone who has to compose for visual novels, because here you have what feels like the impossible task of create music that captures a specific vibe and sort of like completes a picture that someone is imagining in their mind, some place that they're not even actually seeing, but they're envisioning. And it has to match that, but it also can't in any way like distract the person because they're going to be reading a lot. And so your music has to sort of like be in the background. And that seems like it'd be a really hard balance to strike. But I mean, the fact that Citizen Sleeper has shown up like 3 or 4 different OST episodes tells you that Amos Roddy's got the juice, as they say.
Heck yeah. All right. I think that brings it back to me. And I am bringing a song from a game that we all played. So I suppose we'll see if there's a crossover for this soundtrack again. Honestly, initially when I played this game, I think that I appreciated the soundtrack a whole heck of a lot. But upon going back and trying to find something within this, OST to bring, it's like, gosh, there are so many good bangers in this game. So this is a song from Promise Mascot Agency. It is called Straight to the Sea. Let's give it a listen. All right, so that was Straight to the Sea from Promise Mascot Agency. There was some debate among us, but I believe that is the song that plays when you're driving around at night. And, it is a game where you literally never sleep. You're constantly on the go, doing errands, helping people out, helping mascots out, managing the business. And so while you're on that open world, moving around all the time, you got to have some good tunes. And gosh dang, this game has some good tunes. What did you guys think of that song? What did you guys think of the soundtrack in general?
Yeah, for a game that's very fun first, I feel like the soundtrack suits that too. All the tracks in here are fun. Like that, you start head bobbing. You're driving around. You're flying around. You're boosting and grinding with your K truck all over town, and just the most fun and high energy and just awesome sound. You have good sounds that match the fun energy of the game. That track specifically, I don't know, man. As soon as I've heard the first note, I was like, "Yep, this is a banger." It just sounds so good.
Yeah, everything about Promise Mascot Agency to me is it's just a little different from so many other games that I play. Something about it is it feels fresh, but it also feels a little nostalgic at the same time. And the soundtrack to Promise Mascot Agency sounds like nothing else that came out this year. And all of it is like rock solid. So I'm glad to see you brought a song. Who knows if more songs will show up later? It's impossible for anyone to say. But good pick, bud.
Thank you.
All right. Well, for my number 3 here, we had a rhythm game come out this year that I was a big fan of, so we have to have at least one song from Rhythm Doctor. Lot of variety on this soundtrack too. Tons of options for us to choose from. I picked this one in particular. The song's name is Bomb Sniffing Pomeranian, which is a great name for a song. This is in Rhythm Doctor, you play through the game, and any level that you finish, you can play what they call the night mode version of it, which is like an alternate version of that song, which is usually a remix of the song that you played during the campaign, or it's like sometimes like the same melody but in a different genre, or sometimes it's just an entirely different song that sort of feels similar. And that's what this one is. This is from one of the levels. It's the night mode version of level 2-3. And what I like about this one is it's very, to my ear, it's very Sega Genesis, very Mega Drive for you Europeans out there. So let's give it a listen. Bomb Sniffing Pomeranian. This is by Stinkbug and Coda from Rhythm Doctor. you'd probably expect it from a rhythm game, but just a absolute bop, just a toe tapper, a banger. Definitely something that gets you hyped up as you're playing through it. What'd you think?
I thought it was incredible. Just as you said, a toe tapper. I think that I bobbed my head the entire time, which I think is the point, right? You talked about that game. You have to be in time, even beyond what's going on screen, right? Like you have to use your whole brain, I suppose, rather than just the parts we usually use. So yeah, very good song, very very cool game.
Yeah, and Seth, during our listen, you were saying it has kind of a mixture of eras, and then I said it sounded like Sonic Mania a little bit, where they do the same thing, where it's like they take that nostalgic feeling, add just layer upon layer of modern, and just kind of like it's very Anamanaguchi. That's what I'm thinking when I hear music like that. It's just like makes you just feel good and gives you a little bit of nostalgia, but also just really really like oh yeah, I'm about to kick some ass at this rhythm game, you know. So yeah, it's really good. It's really well done. All right.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. I got a third pick here, and Steve called me out too. While we're listening to the previous song, I did change this on the fly here. It's from the same game, though. I just couldn't pick the song I wanted to bring from this game. A little known game. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's called Silk Song. So I had the Lace Fight, which I really liked it because it's all strings and kind of thematically.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and went with Cogwork Core
hell yes
theme song here, because this one is one of the first moments in the game where I was like, what the hell? This music's so damn good. And you had to listen to that loop over and over again, you know? So let's go ahead and take a listen real quick, and we can have a conversation about this. It's called Cogwork Core by Christopher Larkin from Hollow Knight Silk Song. So yeah, that song, as soon as you hit that area of the game, it just hits you, and it just makes you feel good. Like it just really sets the tone for that specific area. You feel like you're in the middle of a clock. You can hear all the clockwork stuff in the background too. It's really cool. What do you guys think of the soundtrack and this song in particular?
I mentioned as much as we were listening to it. I did not bring a Silk song today because I knew Josh would bring one. And so I was like, I could have gone through and picked anything because it's all so good. But that song truly might be my favorite song, single song of the year. I love that song. I love getting to that area. Such a cool area, but just sometimes you play a game where you get somewhere and you hear or see something where it just makes you stop and just appreciate. And that's absolutely what happened with that song in that game. So yeah, great pick.
You know, it makes me think of Iron Chef. So you're watching an episode of Iron Chef and you get the reveal of the secret ingredient, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, it's seaweed. What are they going to make with seaweed today? It feels like Mr. Larkin there opened the secret ingredient and it was big chunky gears turning in a clock. And they said to themselves, how am I going to cook up a banger track that has giant metal gears clunking around inside of it? But somehow he did it. He's cooking. So
he's cooking.
Fantastic. So fitting, so good. Silksong genuinely has maybe not like my most listenable soundtrack of the year, like not one that I would put on as much as some of the other ones like Look Outside or something, but in terms of tonally and just creating like a space and a vibe, second to none. So good.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost hard to pick a specific song because I was like, oh yeah, no, it's Lace, and then I also thought Mount Faye, just I was like, all these areas have like, I can see the gameplay and like the what the game looks like when I hear the songs, and like I feel like I'm in that zone just listening to it. So yeah, so damn good. But Seth, I know you have another song for us. What'd you bring today?
Am I the first? Is this the first repeat game? Have we repeated up to this point? Any of us?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay,
not yet.
I have broken our streak because I am bringing a song from a game that we've already brought, namely Steve brought. Because I had to bring a song from Ooh. It's just such a good soundtrack from top to bottom. Simplistic, but sometimes that's what you need, right? So this is the song from the final area from Ooh. Let's give it a listen. So that was the final area from Ooh, and not to show Steve up, because he brought a new song. But I'm sorry. I think I brought the better one. I understand that, maybe I'm bearing the lead a little bit by bringing that song for anybody who hasn't played the game, because it is very late song, but gosh dang, it is just a banger. It is just a banger. So what did you guys think? You guys both played through the game, got to hear it yourselves.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about. It's a very triumphant song. It kind of wraps some other themes and the title theme in. And it is during a moment, like a very empowering moment in the game that the song is playing. I really like that it almost feels sometimes like other songs are trying to burst through as you're listening to it. You'll be going and suddenly there'll be this like 2 or 3 second just like and you're like, is another song about to emerge? Yeah. But it just fits. What do you think, Josh?
Oh yeah, it's just one of those games that it's a perfect little package. Like, it doesn't over deliver, and it was our game of the year collectively, and I think it deserves that, and that includes the music and the graphics and the just really fascinating and interesting gameplay, which I know we celebrate here. That ending there is a culmination of this journey you went on with this little caterpillar dude. It's so good.
Yes.
It's funny because for what the game was, and I don't think this spoils anything, but I would have never anticipated it to end the way it did, which, I surprise after surprise in that game. And then the ending is also like, oh, this is what we're doing now. Like we're,
Yep.
But yeah. It's so good. So
yeah. One of my favorite moments of last year was sort of the realization of how this thing was about to conclude.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So good.
Well, not to be outdone by Seth, I too am bringing another song from a game we've already talked about, because I was not about to walk out this podcasting door without a Promise Mascot Agency song under my belt. So, and if anything, this will just show you all the nice range that the Promise Mascot Agency soundtrack has. This was my favorite song from the game. The song is called Mascot Dreams, and it plays during like conversations that you have with the different mascots. There's like sort of social link adjacent life events that you'll work through, whatever problems your mascots are having. And this is the song that often plays during that or some other moments where you're talking to mascots. So let's give Mascot Dreams a listen by Alpha Chrome Yayo. Go. Now, the jury's still out on this one, but if we just give him the benefit of the doubt, sure, Seth may have out-oohed me, but I think we can all agree that I out-promised mascot agency to him. Your thoughts?
Neck and neck. I would say neck and neck for both of them. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
But this is, gosh, you could go down the list in this game and pick almost anything and bring it here, and I'd be like, hell yeah, that's a great song. It's just such a good OST. So
yes.
It's been the longest for me since I have done my playthrough, and hearing these songs over again the last couple days and in preparing for this, just like, it's Josh asked earlier if you can have nostalgia for a game you just played, and it's like, hell yeah, you can, man, because I am nostalgic for that. So
yeah, it's I like how this specific song has a little bit of a crunchiness and a little bit of a lo-fi feeling to it, because it makes it feel older, and like in a good way, with like, you're looking at a tube TV or something. Like, it feels like it has that little bit of roughness around the edges, and every time a song from this game plays, I instantly just go back to that game in my mind, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that was a banger. That was a conversation that I remember between some teddy bear that has quote unquote what is it, juice on it, yams on it, which basically it's not yams. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
It's a weird game. It's such a quirky game, but I loved every single second of it. So any chance to listen to the music from it, I'm gonna take it up. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it more than any other game in 2025. It shouldn't work. Like, it should feel too disparate, too random, too many pieces coming together, but somehow it's not even that they stick to landing, it's like they found the right glue to make it all make sense.
You can be flying over a giant bear statue while your crying tofu mascot finishes a job. And that all happens at the same time. Like, it's just, it is wild. It is, what the hell is this game? But goddamn, is it good.
Yeah, I hate to be this guy, but if and when they do, like, I don't know if the studio is going to make a sequel to this, but I want them to use the same design principles and make something, with a nice, cool open world again. I do sequel with these characters any day, but whatever they want to do, I'm going to be there day one now. I need to go back and play their first game. What's it called again?
Paradise Killer.
Paradise
I also
Killer,
want to go back and check that out too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is on the quest log, by the way. We have done the full Kaizen GameWorks sweep. All right, every game that they've ever made is on the quest log. Two for two.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring my last song today. It's from another game where the soundtrack is just banging, and I love it to death. It's from Skate Story. And this is from Skate Story has two different composers. They have Blood Cultures, which is it's like an electronic band that's a duo. That's Sam Eng and Jai. So that's the creator of the game, and then somebody else, they make the music together. And then for like the hub areas, it's a different composer. That's John Fio. But I went ahead and picked one of the boss fight tracks from the game. This one is called Glass. This is a really just grimy and awesome track from Skate Story. Let's give it a listen.
thousands lost.
Skate Story soundtrack is so interesting, and yes, we're back. And I just started talking. Skate Story soundtrack is really cool. It has a lot of variety, but a lot of it does sound like this. But it really feels like each area is a package all in itself. Like where it has the graphics that match the music, that match the gameplay scenario you're in. And this is during one of there's multiple moon fight segments. This one's during the twin moon fight. So it was a very memorable part of the game for me. And it's really hard to pick the music in this. It's all really good. So what'd you guys think?
Yeah, I loved it. The music is such a strong part of this game. I mean, there's far be it for me to tell you all how to enjoy any game, but I would say we all have that tendency to find the second screen game, a podcast game, something that we can play while we're listening to something else. Do not do that with Skate Story. With Skate Story, you need to be like fully immersed. You need to be fully enveloped in the music. You need ideally headphones on, and you just need to be vibing with the tone that they throw at you, because stuff like that hits 10 times harder when you're playing as a Prism Skate Man.
Heck yeah, dude. That's a big miss for me this year. I did get to watch some gameplay when my stepson was playing it on TV, and I was just like, gosh dang, this is such a unique looking game, and I think that sometimes steals the show, but man, that soundtrack is also banging, right? Like you can't mention that game without talking about the music too. So very good, very cool song, and the whole thing top to bottom is also very good. I've listened to quite a bit of it.
Yeah, I almost brought the other composers, John Fio's a track from his, which is the ska segment. There's like a hub area that has ska music. I was so close to bringing it, but I was like, no, that's the one off for that genre. I'll play something that sounds similar to the rest of the OST and was memorable. So yeah, man, I'm going to be going back to that. I have that on my Spotify as one of my saved albums because I'm like, I just loved it so much. It just really grabbed me. So yeah. Had to shout it out. All right. I think that's going to do it for our show today. We will have a song that closes it out. I'll let South do that for introduce that after our plugs today. You can find the show at IndieQuest Pod on Blue Sky. And you can also send us emails, IndieQuestPod@gmail.com. You can send us a text message. There's a little link in the description. Click that. Send us a text. It's anonymous. Questions, comments are all appreciated. We'll read them on the show in our Campfire Chat segment. Steve, where can they find you on the internet?
I'm on Twitch and I'm on Blue Sky. Both of them is Blinkum. Come check me out. Come say hi. Come talk to me about indie games. Seth, what about you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Captain Drachma, and of course in the Polymedia Discord. Best place on the internet. If you want to get into that Discord, head on over to Patreon, search up Polymedia, jump into the tier that gets you in the Discord, come and hang out with us. Josh, where can I find you?
You can find me at Josh Leslie on Blue Sky, and also my other podcast I do monthly, which is all about entertainment and awesome things that I'm watching with my buddy Chris, or Scotch and Hobbies, as everyone knows I'm here. It's called The Monthly Mishap. Check that out. We're also part of the Polymedia Network. There's a bunch of awesome shows over there. Movies, video games, nostalgia, lots of different variety over there. Check it out. Go to polymedianetwork.com and check out all the other shows. So, Seth, why don't you close us out with our final track of the day today?
So I had actually brought more songs than I was able to bring to the show proper, and as we were listening to that final song that Josh had brought, we were talking about what else do we bring, right? And none of us had brought a song from Ball Pit, which is crazy because that was absolutely one of the best OSTs of the year and was also done by Amos Roddy. So here's the one that I enjoyed, and it's kind of got that wintry, snowy theme. It is called Snowy Shores from Ball Pit by Amos Roddy.